Dear students, in the present lecture, we are going to learn auditing concepts, auditing principles, and auditing objectives. Myself, Professor Dr. V.K. Sawant. First up, firstly, we relates we relate to the auditing principles. Principles are fundamental truths. Auditing is based on certain principles. These principles are principle of independence, principle of objectivity, principle of full disclosure, principle of materiality. In independence principle, the auditor should obtain related information regarding auditing. The auditor should be free from bias and prejudice. Independence is a basic need of auditing. Without its objective of auditing cannot be obtained with all fairness. Another principle is principle of objectivity. Auditing must be conducted objectively. The auditor must be free from bias, emotions, and whims while auditing. Another principle is principle of full disclosure. The client should provide to the auditor all possible evidence, explanation, and records. The principle implies that the auditor should make full disclosure of his finding. And last principle is principle of materiality. This principle indicates that the more attention must be paid to those items which are materially important and the areas where the risk of error fraud is relatively more. These are the auditing principles on the basis of which the auditor can conduct his audit work. Principles are very essential for doing well work from auditor. There are certain auditing concepts. These concepts include audit planning, evidence, due audit care, fair representation, and ethical conduct. Planning is important function of management as well as at personal level. Planning is very important. In case of auditor, the auditor should plan his work. Plan should be based on the knowledge of the client's business as to accounting system followed by the client, policies policies of client about business, internal control system is in exist in business, accounting systems, and degree of relevance on internal control, the programming nature, training of the audit procedure to be performed. It means before conducting audit, an auditor should make plan of his audit work. Planning is the essential aspect of auditing. Another concept of auditing is evidence. The auditor should obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to draw reasonable conclusions. In accounting, vouchers are important. On the basis of vouchers, accounting is to be done. So every transaction has evidence and this evidence should be checked by the auditor. Auditor should take due audit care. While concerned with the audit work, the auditor should take proper care for protecting the interests of the owner. Fair representation is another concept. Uh, it is related with the business activities. So, fair representation covers three aspects: accounting propriety, adequate disclosure, and audit obligation. And last concept of auditing is ethical conduct. While conducting audit, the auditor should behave ethically. Now we are concerned with objectives of auditing. There are two types of objectives of auditing. These two types are primary objectives and secondary objectives. The primary objective are also known as basic objectives of auditing. These objectives are to verify the accounts and statements with view to confirm their accuracy and ascertain whether the final statements show true and fair view of the state of affairs of the concern. There are two important financial statements: profit and loss account and balance sheet. Profit and loss account indicates profit or loss of the business of a particular period, especially the result is taken for a 1 year. It means that profit and loss account shows either profit or loss. Balance sheet is the another financial statement. Balance sheet shows financial position of the business as on a particular date. So auditor should verify these financial statements very carefully. This is the prime or basic objective of auditing. Another basic objective of auditing is to examine internal control and internal system followed by the concern. Internal control is the control implemented by the client in its business. Especially, it covers internal system. Internal system is also known as internal check system, in which the work is divided among employees. It means division of labor is principle followed in internal check system. Another primary objective of auditing is to see fraud or error has been committed by the management, partners or employees. This is very important primary objectives of audit: to see fraud. Fraud means making misappropriation of cash or goods. Errors. Errors are the in account errors are the mistakes that are counted in accounting. Secondary objectives of auditing. The following are the secondary objectives of the auditing. First is to detection and prevention of errors, and second to detection and prevention of frauds. Here errors means human mistakes in recording, posting and calculating. These mistakes also known as errors. Errors are to be occurred intentionally or without intentionally. Frauds mean false representation intentionally, wrong direction for the sake of own interests. It means public money is to be utilized for private purpose. Summary of objectives. It means that the objectives of auditing are shown by two ways: primary objectives and secondary objectives. In primary objective, to, to examine the accuracy of books of accounts. This is the primary objectives. It means that financial statements are prepared on the basis of books maintained by the business. Therefore, the auditor should verify the accuracy of books of accounts maintained by the business. On the basis of these accounts, trial balance can be prepared On the basis of trial balance, profit and loss account and balance sheet is prepared. Profit and loss account is also known as income statement. Balance sheet is a sheet of balances. The auditor has required to express his opinion on financial statements. After the audit work, the auditor has required to give its opinion about the financial position of the concern or business. That's for giving opinion, the auditor uh, should check all material evidence very carefully to understand the financial position of the concern. It means that checking the books of accounts as well as giving opinion about profit and loss account and balance sheet. These are the public statements. After these statements should be published by the concern. So the auditor should express his opinion honestly about the financial position and earning capacity of the concern. Secondary objectives of auditing are detection and prevention of errors and detection and prevention of frauds. In accounting, there are different types of errors occurring. These errors have been classified as clerical error. These are two types of errors: error of omission and error of commission. Another type of error is error of duplication, then error of compensation and error of principle. Firstly, there are two types of clerical errors. One is error of omission and another is error of commission. Error of omission: when a transaction remains to be recorded in the books of accounts wholly or partially, it is a error of omission. For example, suppose a sale of rupees 10,000 not recorded anywhere, that is the error of omission type. Error of commission: this is the another type of error. In this error, when entries are wrongly entered in the books of accounts or wrong costing made, wrong calculations are given, that is known as errors of commission. Errors of commission include wrong posting, wrong costing, and wrong recording. Another type of error is error of duplication. It means a single transaction is recorded twice, means repetition of recording. That is called as duplication. This type of error may be occurred while writing accounts. Then another type of error of compensation. Error of compensation means the effect of one wrong entry should be erased by another entry. In compensating error, when a error is made for counterbalance of any other error or series of error, it is said to be compensating error. When trial balance does not agree, the difference is adjusted by showing more or less amount on debit or credit of trial balance. But such errors do not affect the agreement of trial balance. It means that error of compensation does not affect on amount. Amount should be equal. Suppose Ram has purchased goods of rupees 10 and Sham also purchased goods of rupees 100. This is wrongly recorded as Ram has purchased goods of rupees 100 and Sham has purchased the goods of rupees 100. It means the effect of one error is compensated by another error. Last type of error is error of principle. While recording business transactions in the books of accounts, there is need to follow accounting principles. There are certain fundamental accounting principles. It means that accounting concept, accounting principles, accounting conventions, accounting systems are covered under it. In errors of principle, proper allocation of expenditure is not made according to fundamental principles of accounting. For example, when a capital expenditure or income treated as revenue expenditure, vice versa, this type of error is called as error of principle. Suppose a machinery purchased of rupees 1 lakh and installation charges for it paid to workers rupees 10,000. It means that wages paid for installation of machinery 10,000 is a capital expenditure but wrongly recorded as revenue expenditure. That is called a error of principle. Then another secondary objective of auditing is to detection and prevention of frauds. Frauds frauds are occurring in many organizations. Fraud is a wrong representation or false representation. There are three types of frauds. One type of fraud is misappropriation of cash. This is occurred all over the world. Misappropriation of cash means a cash of organization or company is utilized by cashier or any employee for his own purpose and wrong accounting treatment is made in the books of accounts. Misappropriation of cash means making a wrong entry in the books of accounts. Suppose rupees 10,000 received to business recorded as rupees 1,000 received to business and rupees 9,000 is a fraud. This type of fraud purposely occurred by the employee. Misappropriation of cash is mostly followed in certain organizations. This is the uh, fraud because of which a business may came into difficulty. Another type of fraud is misappropriation of goods. Misappropriation of its goods is more difficult to detect unless accurate stock records are kept. The commodities or things which are costly but easy to carry, that type of goods mostly misappropriated by employees. And last type of fraud is manipulation of accounts. Manipulation of accounts is nothing but wrong accounting treatment is purposely taken. Purpose of manipulation of books of accounts. The main purpose of manipulation of accounts is to show more or less profit than actual. It is also called as window dressing. Window dressing means showing more financial position than exist. There are certain motives of showing more profit. These are the motives of showing more profit. They are to show rosy picture before the competitors. In market, there are various competitors to us, our business. That's why to make false representation to them and show rosy picture of our business. This is the intention purposely followed. Another motive of showing more profit is to show efficiency before the public, to develop our own efficiency by showing wrong entries, wrong recording of accounts. Efficiency before the public, it means create own craze, that is business craze in the market. Another motives of showing more profit is to pay more dividend. Generally, dividend is paid on paid up capital, and without profit, we are declaring more dividend. That is the intention to show more profit. These are the various motives for showing more profit. It means this profit is to be shown than exist profit. Then another point is that showing less profit. There are certain motives to showing less profit. What are the reasons or motives of showing less profits? These motives are to avoid income tax or reduce the amount of income tax. Income tax is a tax on income. Every business has required to pay tax on its taxable income. In order to avoid income tax or reduce the amount of income tax, the profit should be purposely shown less than actual. Another motives of showing less profit is to cutting or no more demand for salaries and wages from the employees or workers side. If the business is earning more and more, there should be demand from employee side regarding rising of wages and salaries. Therefore, uh, to avoid that type of demand, a business concern may show its less profit than actual. Examples of frauds under manipulation of books of accounts. Recording fictitious sales. This is the first example of manipulation of books of accounts. It means that actual sales has not been made, but fictitious sales is to be shown. Then another example is omission of sales. Suppose actual sales made by the business rupees 1 lakh, and this is purposely not recorded anywhere. That is called as omission of sales. This is the best example of frauds under manipulation of books of accounts. Overvaluation of stock, or according to accounting principle, stock is to be valued at cost price or market price, whichever is less. But purposely, the value of stock is shown more or over. On the other hand, value of stock may be shown less than actual. It means that suppose a stock of rupees 1 lakh is recorded as 80,000. It means stock is undervalued by rupees 20,000. That is wrong recording. That is the example of frauds under manipulation of books of accounts. Recording fictitious expenses. Fictitious expenses are the expenses which are not actually occurred but recorded purposely in the books of accounts for making frauds. Omission of expenses. Omission of expenses means expenses actually incurred but not recorded in the books of accounts. For example, advertisement expenditure of rupees 10,000 is not recorded anywhere. That is called omission of expenses. This is the example of fraud. Accrued income not likely to be received is also another example of manipulation of books of accounts. Omission of income. Income actually received but not recorded anywhere or in the books of accounts, that is called as omission of income. This is the one type of fraud or one type of manipulation of in the books of accounts. Revenue expenditure is charged to capital expenditure. There are two types of expenditure: revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Revenue expenditure is also known as recurring expenditure, and capital expenditure is also known as non-recurring expenditure. Purposely, revenue expenditure is recorded as capital expenditure or vice versa. This is the example of manipulation of books of accounts. Capital expenditure is charged to revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure means the expenditure incurred for purchase of asset or extension of asset, but this expenditure is wrongly recorded as revenue expenditure. Such frauds are difficult to detect as they are committed by the person enjoying high and responsible position. Mean, in short, manipulation of books of accounts is purposely done through top management with the help of employees. So it is very difficult to find out such type of frauds. The purpose of audit is to find out errors and frauds occurred in the business and to prevent them timely. Therefore, the auditor has required to carry out his work of checking and vouching very carefully and skillfully. So, audit is an intelligent work. It is skillful work. Auditor must be alert while doing the work of audit. Factual things are identified through intelligent inquiry taken by the auditor in order to detect such types of frauds. So, in this part, we learned accounting concepts, auditing concepts, auditing principles, and auditing objectives. Auditing objectives are of two types: primary objectives and secondary objectives. In primary objectives, we are focusing on financial statements, and on the basis of financial statement, a auditor can draw conclusion and give its remark or opinion on it. Secondary objectives include include detection and prevention of errors. There are different types of errors occurring in accounting, and that error should be identified by auditor because of audit. Frauds means the misappropriation of cash, misappropriation of goods, and wrong recording of books of accounts. The frauds may be done purposefully, intentionally, so it is challenged before the auditor to find out such frauds and errors and to protect the interests of the owners. So auditor should take care to finding frauds and errors occurred in the business and protect the owners from that. In this way, we are concluding our presentation here. Thank you.